Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and today we're going to be going over Procreate and the Procreate app for the iPad Pro. And as a beginner, how do we use this app? I'm going to show you the essentials and the tips and the hacks that you need to begin your journey with Procreate. Make sure to give this a thumbs up, comment in the comment section, and subscribe to the channel and click the bell for notifications so you don't miss every time I upload a new video. And let's get into it. Hi guys, it's Elizabeth Sampson, the Doodle Nurse, and today we're going to be in the Procreate app, and I'm just going to show you a little bit how to begin as a new beginner on Procreate. So all we have to do is open up our Procreate tab, and when it opens up, you're going to be on your gallery just like this. And it'll show the pieces that you have. So if you're new to this and you have just started, you won't have anything there. Click the plus side in the upper right corner to create a new canvas. There's preset screen sizes right there for you. You can check out if something there that you want, or are we going to create a new one? So there's everything from a regular page size to 4x6 to A4. There's pixels, and there's the screen size right on the top for the iPad. So you're going to choose which one you want to create. Today we're going to click on the little black box with a plus. So I'll show you how to start a new canvas, and you're going to click that little button there, and you're going to set the dimensions. So this screen pops up. It's the untitled canvas. You can title it if you want. And right where the flasher's cursing is where the size is for the canvas. So you just click the top part for the width and the height. We're going to do pixels. So I'm going to do 1500 by 1500. You click there and you type in 1500. You click in the height, and that's 1500. And you're going to make sure your DPI is on 300. And that is so you have print quality work. Now, obviously, you're going to need that for if you're going to print your work or you're going to send it to put on merchandise. The higher the number of pixels you have, the least amount of layers you have to work with. So it depends on what you're using it for, but you would like a lot of layers. This says here the maximum layers is 250. Now also here you'll see on the bottom where the numbers are, you have the choice of changing pixels, which it's on, to inches, centimeters, or millimeters, depending on the size that you're working in. Obviously, if you're going to do a regular piece of paper, it's inches. On this side, you have your color profile. You can go from RGB to CMYK, depending if you want to print it on your own printer. Then you might want to use CMYK. Other than that, I keep everything in RGB. Also, you have your other options. So if your video size is going to be 920 by 1080, and the video quality can either be low, good, super, studio quality. Whatever you want to choose here, I usually keep it on good, and then your canvas parameters, okay? And if you want a background color or not, that is where you find this also here. So then you click your create, and here's your canvas that we'll be working with today. Now, as I go over the functions here, hopefully you'll be able to see it. So let me adjust this so you can see it. There you go. And I'm going to show you how to use the canvas, move the canvas around. 2 fingers, you pinch it, you can turn the canvas around any way you want to have the canvas. And that way, if you're like me and you like to draw on the side, you can tilt your canvas, okay? And I'm going to show you over the top. There's the layer palette. You have layer 1 in the background when you start. There is your eraser tool. You can use any one of those brushes for the eraser tool, any one of those. You have your smudge tool next, which I haven't really played with a lot. And then you have your brushes, and you can choose any brush that you want to use that's available in Procreate or download them. This circle over here is your color tool. You see you have the disc, and here if you want to find your bottom is, you can, the other section here, you just pick this way. These are all different ways. You can change your colors from complementary, which I have here, to split complementary, and keep going down as you want. You can try all of these, and that will give you the colors that you want in those areas. But I just keep it on complementary. Okay, then you have your, let's see what else I got here. You have your, I'm telling you something, but I can't tell you what I'm telling you. Hold on. Okay, so now is your hex number right down here is what I'm pointing to. And that hex number is, if you know the color of a brand color that you're using, you can type that in directly. Or if you just want to know what the hex color is for the color that you're using, you have that available to you as well. Go off to the palettes, and there's preloaded palettes in there for you, but you can create a palette with what you're working with. So you just add that plus sign to create a palette for the project that you're working on right there. And if you have a color, like say I clicked on this yellow, and you want to put it in that palette because you're going to work on it, you just have it on your pen and touch that, and now that color is in that palette. And again, if you want to pick another color, you just pick another color and you can drop it right next to it in the palette. And these will be the colors that you use for your project that you're working on. Okay, now if you want pure white, you go to the light part on the disc section, and you double tap in the white section for pure white. Okay, and if you want pure black, you go to the bottom and you double tap. You see how that jumped? It went to pure black. And that is how you get pure white and pure black. So let's begin. Choose our brush. I'll use my monoline brush in here, and you make it thicker. You go to this scale on the top, and it's the size of the pen or the brush that you want. Okay, and the bottom would be the opacity of it. It would drop down percentage wise. This isn't a perfect brush to show you because it doesn't really move much with that and this section. But there's another way to do opacity. Oh, geez, it's a tongue twister, okay? And that's by clicking your layers. So if you click your layers and you click the little N, now you have your scale of opacity, okay? And you can go in and out if you want it. If you want to change the opacity. Also, you have multiply, darken, color burn, whatever you have here, you can choose from any one of these to, excuse me, change the look of what you have going on. When you use one of these, you'll see this little letter here, M for multiply. If you change it to darken, it's DA. Okay, and it will tell you on the layer what that layer is. So DA for darken. Color burn would be CB, and so on and so on. Now on your layer, you can also take your pen tool or your finger, whatever, and you can slide the layer to the left. And you have your option of clearing that layer, duplicating it, or locking it. So we just cleared it. Now if we take that layer again and we slide it no, I'm sorry, we could add a layer to the top, slide that. Now you have your delete option available to you. You could delete it. Now on this layer, I'm going to click and you'll see there's things you can do. Rename your layer, select, copy, fill your layer, whatever it is you want to do. So we're going to rename it, and let's just call this a sketch layer. So you can know exactly what layer that's all about. So if you're sketching, make it a sketch layer. So on the layer, you can have these different options, and I can go over with them in another video with you. Instead of doing everything in one video, we can go over some of those later, or you can play around with them and see what you like about them. Either way. And then we're going to go back to the gallery. So if you're going to go back to the gallery, you want to click on the gallery section, and I'll show you a few things in here. Now you have a canvas, and say you want to get rid of the canvas or whatever, you would click on the word select, and let's show you select. And so you would select the canvas, because I don't need this one, and you can delete it, duplicate it, share it, or preview it. So if you're going to change a color on something you have, you're going to want to duplicate it. Other than that, if you want to delete it, you would just hit the delete button. Share it, obviously, if you want to share it to your iMac or whatever you have, you can, or your iPhone, you can share it there, and you can also preview it. So this one I'm going to delete because I don't need it, and it asks you if you want to delete it. Are you sure? And I'm just going to delete it because I don't need it. Then when you get back here, you're going to want to hit the X button to get out of that and go back to your canvas. That's pretty straightforward, I think. That shows you how to do that. Okay, we're going to go back to our color tool, and we're going to pick a few colors. Oops, I'm still on black. Did you notice that? Because the inner thing is on black. You see that? So if you want to go to a different color, say I want to go to the light color, I'd push it up towards white and scroll around if you're using the disc option and give your color, and then it puts it in the little circle on the top right hand corner is the color that you're using. So I have the yellow. So say I want to use my color picker tool and I want to get the purple color, and I want to put that up there. There's a little square in between your brush size and your opacity, and what you're going to do, I'm trying to drag it, it's not working. You see how that circle comes up from tapping it? Then you're going to hover over the color you want to choose, and it pops it up into your color on the top right. And that's how you use that. Just tap and hold it, and your circle comes up, drag it to the color you want to pop up, and it pops up in the corner. Okay, so if that circle's showing randomly for you, then you know that you've actually touched your color picker tool. Just tap it, put it on the color, and it pops it up there for you. Tap it, put it in the color that you want, and it puts it up in the corner for you. Okay, we're going to clear our layer, and I'm going to show you another thing. So just go up to the layers, slide it to the left, and clear. And we're still on the sketch layer, it doesn't matter. And I'm just going to drop in some colors, okay? And I'm going to show you what you do if you want to undo it. 2 fingers will undo the last thing that you just did. So 2 fingers, 2 fingers, 2 fingers, 2 fingers, 2 fingers, okay? If you want to put them in again, you can also go over to this left side, and there is an arrow, and the arrow will undo them, okay? When you get to undo them. And then there's also a redo right below it. So you could redo it, or redo it if you want, okay? And that would put it back in there. So here we go. I'm going to show you something else. We're going to put our dots up here, and 3 fingers you're going to drag down on your screen, and you can cut, copy, copy all, paste. We're going to copy, then we're going to go up to our layer palette, and we're going to add a new layer, and we're going to come down in 3 fingers, and we're going to paste, and we're pasting that on a new layer. Now you have your selection, and you just drag it wherever you want to drag it, okay? And it's the blue on the top shows you it's on a selection. Here you can do different funky features with it. If you want to scale it in proportion, you can freeform it. You can do all sorts of things. That way you want to do with that layer alone. You can distort it, which you can move it out of shape, okay? And then there's also a warp, and you can warp it, make it really funky. Okay, whatever you want to do. And you can also do flip it horizontally, flip it vertically. Just you could play with all of these, okay, down here on the bottom. And I've never really used this one, so I'm not really sure what it's about yet. But you can do any of those. And now you want to undo what you just did. Just give 2 fingers and undo everything that you just did. Go all the way back to the beginning of where you first pasted it. You can see how it's going all the way back. And then you want to get rid of the selection around it. Just click the selection tool and turn it off. Okay. Now if you want to take one circle, you click this tool here, and you're going to draw around this one circle. And then you're going to hit your selection tool right there, and now you can freeform this, move it around, whatever you want to do. Warp it, it's still on warp. So if we change it to uniform, then you can move it, or you can resize it as well. Whatever you want to do with that. And then deselect it and turn off the other. Now on the top here, there's the adjustment layer, same as the in your layer palette. When you hit the end, you have your opacity and all your darken, color burn, multiply, all those things that you want to do. It's also over in the other tool on the upper left, depending on how you want to do it. You click this over here, and you see opacity, everything that you want to do. So click opacity, and now you see the top bar across. So if you slide, that's how you use the opacity. Either way you want to do it. There's also options below. You can use those as well. Turn that off, and you can use any one of those things. So you can do it in 2 different ways. You can do it on your layer palette or in the adjustment section right next to your wrench. Okay, go on the wrench tool, and here you have where you can add. So if you click add, you can add a file, a photo, take a photo, add text. You know, if you want to add your text, your keyboard will pop up. You can edit the style of your text. Just type in anything you want to say, please, and change your text to whatever you want it to be. Okay, or import a font if you want to do that. You can go back and you have to click the wrench tool again here, okay, and get off the add. Click your canvas, okay, then you can go back and get rid of it, just like that, okay. Now you're going to click on your wrench tool again, and your canvas settings are right there. You can crop and resize. You get your drawing guides, which we went over last week in our mandala video. If you didn't see that, you can click the card or in the description box to see that. And you can also flip your canvas if you want to, rotate it. And you can go back here, and in the section here, it says all about your artwork on the top. Click that, and you can put your photo in. You can sign your work. You can type in your name, and it tells you the date you created it and the time. It's very important for artists to have this, especially if they have to prove that that's their artwork. So I suggest you use that. You have your share button, You can share it to your iMac. You can make it a Procreate, a PSD, JPEG, PNG, TIFF. Any one of these you can use. And you can share that. So if you want to click any one of them, you can click any one of these here. And usually I use either a JPEG, or if I'm going to keep it as a Procreate, I will do that. You got your video settings. If you want to see what you've done, you click the replay and it shows everything that you've done from the time you opened your canvas to the time you're done with it. Click done. You go back into your settings. You can now export that as well, or you can turn off that feature as well. And you export it as a full-length video, a 30-second video. I export full length right there, and then you can click your iMac and send it right to your iMac, airdrop it, and now it's over on the iMac. Okay, and just get out of that. It's successful. Your preferences are right here if you want to change any of your preferences to whatever you want for you. Okay, whatever works best for you. And there's a help button. So if you're lost and you need help, then you definitely want to click that. Hopefully this tutorial was helpful for you. I went a little bit faster than I would normally do, but I thought you could follow along with it. If you like this, by all means, give it a thumbs up. Comment in the comment section below. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. And if you like these type of videos on Procreate, make sure that you check out this mandala one I did last week. And if you like the traditional art, then check out this other video. And we'll see you again on Monday.